Has everyone been able to read the minutes that Lindsay sent out earlier today?
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Minutes are approved. Okay. Before we have the comments from the guests, I would like to welcome Patty Pearson. This is her first meeting with us. And so if you have any questions, you can ask Patty. Okay, are there any comments from our guests today? Okay, John's not here for finance. We do have some claims we need to review. Okay. We have a bill for Mofield Property Service for $330 for the repairs to the benches and trash receptacles, which we've discussed previously. We have also for Mofield Property Services, 4 weeks of sidewalk maintenance. For Mofield Properties, we have a bill for 7 waterings. For Stefani Electric, the repair to the tree outlets on State and Lincoln Way and Monroe. That one came to $1353.02. And then Perennials Galore, they added dirt to Lincoln Way planters. That was just $135.92. We have one from Cablin's, Ace Hardware, but we're not sure that this is one of the bid districts. It's $71.12 for plumbing parts. Was that for one of?
Reimbursement to the water department for repairs, I think.
Because our sprinklers aren't working, I don't know.
I'll have to look into that one, I'm not sure about that one.
Plumbing parts and solder. And I didn't give you the amounts on Amy's bills. For the benches to repair and the trash receptacles was $330. Sidewalk maintenance was $2,000. And our watering was $3,638.25. The total of invoices for today is $9,028.31.
I have one more.
Okay.
It was sent to John, but it probably wasn't received in time for the meeting because we just received it over the holiday. But it was for work that you approved previously. Maybe I think it was the last meeting or the meeting before that, we approved repair of the planter at the southwest corner of Monroe and Lincoln Way by Lefebvre and Sons for $1,500, cap repair. So I have that as well to add into this. But if you guys could approve it, then I'll just have John create the claim for it. So like I said, we did email him, but he may not have gotten it.
Yeah, we did approve that last month.
That's what I thought, yeah.
And that brings our total of invoices for today to $10,528.31. John did everyone at that side get a copy of John's report? We did receive some of our tax money, interest, and then we paid out Lindsay and for sidewalk maintenance, and then the planters during the month, so we were a positive $5,000 for last month, and we still have $40,000 remaining, $40,558 in our budget. So, is there any discussion on the invoices?
I make a motion to approve the claims subject to Craig confirming the one on the cable contract list.
Okay. A second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Craig, do you have a report on maintenance?
Yeah, so in your packets,
You want to start signing? There won't be one.
in your packets, you should have a copy of a quote from Paul's Construction, very detailed and a lot of information. First, you've got the quote itself with a total, and then there's a breakdown by block of the estimated costs related to paver repairs all throughout the bid district. These are just the worst areas. Obviously, we realize that we can't pay for all of this, so we need to have a discussion about what we're interested in paying for. As you can see, the grand total for all the repairs that are listed is $219,350. Clearly, that's more than we're willing to pay. But you have, like I said, a breakdown by block. And these are based on my notes shared with Jay from Pulse Construction. At least gives you an idea, a picture of each block and an idea of where kind of some of the worst spots are and what those consist of. There are a couple that are kind of hard to follow, but generally speaking, this is good information for us to have and to, I guess, ultimately decide what repairs you'd like to make. And I asked him to kind of itemize it and break it down that way so we could have discussions about individual locations. Some are definitely worse than others. There are a few that I think we need to take action on very quickly. Let's see, the ones on block, I might get my bearings here.
But while you're looking for that, did we get an estimate for concrete? We had talked about that as well, instead of replacing the pavers.
I haven't gotten that from him yet. That was just for one location, and I haven't gotten that from him yet, so I just got this estimate, as you can see, right before the 4th, and so I haven't had a chance to follow up with Jay because that was Monday that I received this. Actually, I received it Tuesday. So I haven't had a chance to follow up and ask him about the concrete estimate. I can have that in time for the next meeting when we probably make some decisions on what we want to do. So block 7, I believe it is, yeah, block 7, Smutzer's Bar. That one is one that we probably need to take action on pretty quickly. That's a dangerous situation. You can see that's 3,500. The other one, where is it? Block. Just got copied weird, I apologize. Block 14 on Clay, mid-block, right behind the mattress store, kind of at the alley where the mattress store is. That's a dangerous situation as well. However, the estimate for that, I think, got stuck on another page. I would think that what that means is on the next page, under block 15, item 1, that actually should be in the previous column, and that's Mr. Mattress 4x12 section by alley 3,200. That's one of the most unsafe situations we have. Another one is by Flagstar Bank across from Bonviette. West side of Flagstar Bank, tree removal, tree stump and must be removed by city, patch in pavers and remove concrete border, 4,500. That one's really bad. It's a major tripping hazard and it's in really bad shape. And then the only other ones that I'm very concerned about, I guess, are the condition of the sidewalk outside of the senior center. But the price tag, I have to ask him if that's actually right. Back to block 1, I'm sorry. 28,000. I think I'm not sure if that's a typo. Because really, it's just replacing some individual pavers. And not an entire section, so I'm not sure about that one. And then the only other one I want to mention for sure that we need to be cognizant of because we've received the complaint is the area around the Rumley. So block 5, the estimates on block 5. You've got the combination of items there, north, south, and east sides of the Rumley. And there are several items there ranging from $1,600 up to $6,500 a piece. So, we do need to address the ones that are the worst, because they're safety hazards. The other ones, and how we address the one with regard to the Rumley, I think maybe a conversation It's not a critical situation right now, but it's related to a complaint received. The other three, though, I think we need to address immediately, and I think my recommendation would be that you guys take action on those, sooner than later, because those are literally hazards. Beyond that, I think we need to have a discussion about what we, do and don't. Did I not give you a packet, Clint?
Not quite.
Oh,
But it's okay, it's okay.
No, I got it.
Okay. My guess is they messed up that comma on that 28,000.
I'm guessing, that it's
Yeah.
2,800.
Yeah, because
The
the highest was
the
10.5, it looks like.
Yeah, the three that Craig pointed out add up to 11,200, and if you look at your budget, that John provided for sidewalks, we still have just under 25,000 remaining in this year's budget.
For sidewalk repairs.
For sidewalk repairs.
So my recommendation would be today you take action on those three locations, that we discuss the Rumley further, and then we have discussion about the other locations, what we think the priorities are, but that's a combination of efforts that were put together by, in terms of the assessment by myself, by Liz, Ward, and, also, I guess, the things that we noticed when Jay and I went out and visited all these and to create the estimates. So, any questions you guys have, I'm happy to answer, but that would be my recommendation for today, to get those three areas taken care of for sure. There's a fourth one, actually, that I think we need to address, and that's, it's not as a dire situation, but it is a safety concern. I'm worried about a cave-in. Let me see what block that would be. Block 8 at the northwest corner of Monroe and Jefferson. There's a pretty sizable area there where the state replaced the corner, basically at that intersection. They replaced the pedestrian approaches at that intersection on both sides. And when they went back in, Jay believes that basically what happened is that they put in the soil, but it's compacted over time, and the pavers have caved in, kind of along the edge of that crossing, that crosswalk area. That's another one that we might want to consider addressing. Tommy, you had a question?
I agree with your assessment on that.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Which one is, which?
That would be the, block 8, and it's for,
I just didn't see one that
yeah,
said
which item it is.
northwest.
It is I believe it's southeast corner parcel Port,
Okay.
around light pole and storm sewer, but I will verify that. I believe that's the correct one, because the rest of those don't match anything. So I think it's just a matter of Jay tried to put this together quickly, and perhaps just,
It's related to the state, so why would the state
they replaced it, and that's what they do, and they won't come back and do anything else. So it's compaction that's occurred after their project. We can try to have a conversation with the state, but,
And my next question is has there been any quotes for concrete replacement?
yes, I just said that I received this on Tuesday, so I haven't had a chance to contact Jay since Tuesday because of the holiday, to ask him where the concrete replacement, estimate is. And that was mainly for the area behind Horizon Bank, that area, that block of Jefferson behind, Horizon Bank.
I know this is not related to the state, but last year, pavers were replaced on Michigan and on Maple, right here. I'm wondering how much that cost.
Which side of Michigan and Maple? Pavers, so it would be us.
Here, right on the,
So it is us.
well, no, it's technically on the side of the bid, but it does.
On this side of Maple?
Yeah, it's weird, I've looked.
No, that's us. Yeah, that side of the road is us.
Okay, so, yeah,
Last year, we did $55,000 worth of repairs total throughout the entire
I
downtown.
just wondered what that swatch cost.
We didn't break it up that way. Last year, we did it as a bulk. We picked areas that we thought needed to be repaired most, and we just did, I think it was $55,000 worth of repairs in one big chunk last year. This year, I asked them to itemize it because I knew it was gonna be a big price tag, and we would need, it was a whole slew of areas. It was a lot of areas. I don't remember the total square footage.
No, so that only leads me to the point that I think in some of these are repairs of bricks, but I believe, just off the top of my head, my instinct says that there are areas that would be better served with those repairs.
We started that state concrete right on the outskirts.
And at Flagstar,
Yeah, I would probably agree, and based on it's interesting you bring that up, because based on our plan that was put together by Hitchcock for future streetscaping, there are the different cross-sections based on location, which block it is. There are some of those that are completely concrete and others that are mixture of pavers and concrete. That's a good point.
So I agree that there's some areas here that are
Yeah,
to be addressed, however, I think we'd be better served with,
a chunk of concrete in some of those areas rather than,
another outline of the critical repairs versus this quick conversation right now.
this isn't a quick conversation, this has been going on for months. I mean,
You-
I'm not asking you to take action on everything, I'm asking to address some emergency areas, that's it. But your point is taken, maybe what we can do, now that most of you have seen this, maybe we can do an emergency vote after I get some information about a concrete estimate. And I look at the, category or the classification for the particular areas we're talking about.
4 or 5 areas you talked about, obviously, your triage of these, these ones.
Yeah, because,
Because even if we add another 4,500 in, even though we've got 25 in,
But-
that's repairs and maintenance.
yeah, it includes the bills that have come through today and the bills for the rest of the year.
yeah,
That's,
I think what we'll do then, what I could do is I could, take a look at, like, for example, I know the one on Clay Street, the one on Detroit Street, and the one on, not sure about the one on Monroe and Jefferson, that's the only one I'm concerned about doing just concrete. But the other one I mentioned, there were 3,
You had Mr. Mattress, that one on Block
Mr. Mattress.
8. You had Flagstar, Smutzers.
Smutzers and Flagstar, okay. So Flagstar, Smutzers, and Mr. Mattress, Smutzers is a problem because that's a very decorative section. Monroe is one of our most decorative sections, so I think we have to do paver replacement there, no matter what. But on Mr. Mattress and on Detroit Street, Jackson Street, across from Bon Viet, next to Flagstar, that could very well be that place where we can do concrete as well. Jefferson and Monroe concerns me too, because I think Jefferson is one of our higher tier cross sections, and Monroe definitely is, so we might be able to save some money if we do concrete in those 2 other locations, and maybe do brick replacement in the other 2.
is it settling by Flagstar or is it small?
It's popping up. Tree roots.
We've had historically issues with that block, but not that issue. It's
Right.
with
This one's tree roots. So we would have to come in and, well, I guess we'd have to ask you to remove the tree, because it's gonna die when we chop the roots. And then, have the tree removed by the city, and then come and have Jay, do the repairs. So let's do that then, if that's okay. I can do some more research on the concrete in the 2 locations, but we've got the cost of the replacement of pavers in the 2 locations, so how about I provide that information, and then we do an emergency vote, since they're safety related?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good point you brought up. I'm glad you brought that up, so.
Oh, no, I just.
No, there's really only one vendor that does this for us. We have other vendors that might be able to do this work, but they're much larger vendors that probably don't wanna do this small of a job. So, we have another vendor that does the cap repairs for us now, but these are beyond, this is not the same type of work. And sometimes Paul's is really willing to work with us on timelines and, yeah. So, no, we don't have multiple vendors that we've worked with, on this, but if you have other suggestions that, what you want me to talk to about in the future, let me know. But so far, I'm not aware of who else would do this kind of work for us. Paul's, one of their specialties is maintenance, masonry. So, they do our planters and our pavers, often, so. Any other questions? Okay. I think that's all I have today, so, all right. Let's just do them all at once. That way I don't have to contact Jay that many times. And I can, yeah, you got all the locations now. And, yeah.
I know we had the one email.
Yeah, we saw the email go around, we should vote on moving trees, so hopefully we feel lucky on that.
I have a question. They cut the trees or they can stop there? They will.
That's a different, yeah, one crew cuts, one, service comes in, grinds them, depending on the size.
And I have another
So the
question.
city has the ability to grind some stumps, but others require a service to come in.
What is the strategy for replacing the tree?
We've received grants for trees, and it won't be the same type of tree because the types of trees that we currently have out throughout the bid district are no longer considered
Indigenous, or,
yeah, they're considered invasive and not appropriate for this area, the Calorie pear. So we're replacing those with a different species, and so Tucker, who many of you met at one of our previous meetings, the assistant city engineer, works with our forester to determine what species make the most sense for street trees, and we did receive a grant for, I can't remember the total dollar amount, I wanna say $1 million for total with trees and
bless you.
labor. So there is a plan for replacement of those, it's just, I'm not sure of the timing of that. Mm-hmm.
Sorry for all the questions.
It's fine, that's what I'm here for.
Okay, anything else on trees? Okay, Jim's not here for long-term design. Craig, I don't know if there are any more updates.
No, let's see, the redevelopment commission approved a contract with Hitchcock Design Group to provide us design for a prototypical alley segment. Once that's done, then we'll take a look at determining which alley segment and which streetscape block we would like to approach the redevelopment commission to fund the construction of as a test case for the new streetscape. But we wanted to complete the alley design before we do that. And funding probably will be available next year for being able to do that construction. There's not funding available for this year for that. So most likely that'll be a next year construction project.
Okay. Is there any old business? New business? Motion,
Motion to adjourn.
good job, Tommy. Okay. Our next meeting will be August 12th. Thank you.